What's good, gente? Thank you once again for tuning in. And as you guys can see on the thumbnail and on the title, right, we're going to be doing a profile on MSL. And I actually had the privilege, right, to actually get some facts so that I'm actually able to do a righteous profile when it comes to that hood, right? And I hope that in the future more people can come up like that, man. Even if they're defected or whatever, man. If you happen to be from a certain hood and you want to fucking throw your hood out there, it's let it be known, G. And I'll actually do a righteous profile. So before I get started, man, I'm just gonna give a big shout outs to Casper and Speedy, right? They happen to be from MSL and they happen to be still putting it down behind them walls. But let's get into this profile and let's clear out some things. So MSL pretty much that what it actually means is Mexican side locos, right? So a lot of people had always thought that they didn't really push the Sureno agenda, right? But let's clear some things up, right? Because even me, I was actually tripping on that one. Like, I wasn't really too quite sure. Because I always seen them more into like the raza, which they are raza, you feel me? But like, I seen them more as like a Mexican, more like the BBs at first, right? But in all reality, no, they're sureños and they always ran with the sur. So I'm glad that I was able to clear that part out, right? But in Watsonville, there is only two Sureno gangs, right? And this happens to be the little bit more newer. And one of the reasons why they actually created MSO was pretty much to do things different when it came to like poor side. The before they actually went to go put in work. One thing about them is that they would try not to do it while they were under the influence because there was things that they would notice when it came to the other Sureno groups, right? That they didn't fully agree, especially because a lot of them would be too low to the brain, when it came to certain drug use and like what they were allowed to be doing. So they wanted to do things different, and I mean, like I said, they're another Sureno group in Watsonville. They're not too big of a hood, right? And to be quite honest, so I gotta give it to them when it comes to like the Sureno groups. I honestly gotta give it to them because there is a lot of norteño hoods. So one of the main like enemy hoods that local park does like they do funk with, it happens to be WBN, and more than likely it's because that hood is so big that they're all over the town. And I will get into that profile in the next couple of days, so stay tuned, so don't trip. But let's get back into the MSL profile, right? So another hood that they actually happen to funk with besides WVN happens to be Local Park. And it happens to be because they're right across the bridge. So the MSLers happen to be across the bridge right there on Pajaro, right? Which happens to be a little decent size of a hood, that they actually claim. And I'll get into those in a minute. But Local Park happens to be, like I said, across the street. And it gets divided pretty much by a little levee, and they happen to funk with the lot because that's like the closest neighborhood that they have near them. And even though they do have a certain hood that they claim in town, right, which happens to be La Mona Lisa, and that happens to be an area that you might be able to see them. Those are spots where they actually claim, bro. And like a lot of people do get it twisted because I know a lot of things have changed, and that's one thing that was mentioned, that MSL has shrunk, but there happens to be a hood that's still striving, and they're still pushing. They even went as far as to actually expand into other cities. And one thing that actually I had kind of brought up to the homie, especially because, like I said before in the past, I had seen MSLers in Gilroy. But I know I'm gonna have people from Gila saying that there's no Sureños over there. Hey, whatever, man. This is an MSL profile, right? And like I said, they have expanded to other cities. I believe the homie said it was Gold 209 area. That's an area that MSL has been located as well. And then you will be seeing the MSL pretty much tagging certain places. You'll actually be able to spot some spots. And one of the reasons that they're able to do that, right? is because they don't really put the Watsonville in the thing, and I can be wrong on that one, right? Because that's something that he didn't really tell me on why they actually chose to expand. But in all reality, it's pretty much common sense, bro. It's Mexican side locals, so they could be Mexican side locals everywhere, homie. Wherever they have Mexicans, they can be a Mexican side locals, gee, as long as they want to represent. But it is a Sureno gang. So at the end of the day, don't get that shit twisted. I know I have in the past before, especially because like I'm even gonna get into some of my encounters that I did have in the past when it came to the MSLers. Because in all reality, I had a primo. Like I made a video in the past where he jumped ships a couple of times, and he happened to rock with some MSLers, and we ended up picking him up, and we were on the hunt with them together, homie. And I believe that the homie crime as well. He has some stories where he's pretty much was putting in work with the MSLers on other hoods. Let's just put it like that. But let's get back into this profile, bro. What are some things that you'll be able to see on an MSLer that you'll be able to tell, hey, he's from that hood, and not from another Sureño hood when it comes to the town, right? And when I'm saying the town, I'm talking about Watsonville. When it comes to Watsonville, what are some things that you were able to point out and be like, oh, this homie's from MSL? They even happen to be rocking the M hat or happen to be having the M tatted somewhere in their body. I seen a couple where they pretty much have that in their face. They're proud of being from MSL. And shout outs to them homies, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because if they want to be rocking something like that, and to them for them to put it in their face and push around town, respects, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I noticed when it comes to the Sureños, bro. They don't care. They get tatted, homie, and people can see, and people get it twisted when it comes to them, man. They always talk down on them, but not right here, bro. I'm gonna keep it fair when it comes to every single one of them. When it comes to actually rating the hoods, right? When it comes to the Sureño hoods, I can't really rate them, bro. And I know you guys are gonna be like, bro, you gotta be even, G, wow, 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 right? Well, if that has to be the case, homie. When it comes to MSL, 'cause damn, you guys are good, right? I'm gonna have to give them a seven, homie. Right? I'm gonna have to give them a seven, because in all reality, G, when it comes to the Sureños, they're outnumbered, homie, and they with the business, no matter what, right? But it seems to be that there's more red on red at times, at least to my point of view, right? So I hope I'm not being disrespectful, homie. As a matter of fact, we're gonna give him an eight. Charles, we'll give him an eight. Cause in all reality, bro, when it comes to the sound, they actually put it down. I actually gotta respect the fact that they're still in town and they're pushing, homie, and they have caught people slipping, but what I seen that when I put the rate, it's mostly red on red. But they have put in work, and hey, shout outs to the homies, man. Like I said, so we're gonna give them an eight. So this Spence about putting the seven. But let's get back into the profile before I stop doing the whole rating, because I know there's gonna be some people that can get upset, man, because I'm getting to those numbers where they're gonna go down and people are gonna be like, "What the," you know? But we'll get into that later. So one thing about MSL, man, that happens to be a good thing, right? Because I mean that's how my neighborhood is as well. Is that they happen to be equal. Once they get pretty much jumped in or whatever, they're pretty much all even, and they don't really have big homies. That's what I mean by being all equal. There happens to be a hood that is run equally, like they have equal vote, and they don't have technically big homies. And I believe that that's actually a good thing. And I know there's gonna be people like, nah, man, nah, that's honestly because you want to be the big homie. But in all reality, I kind of see that when you have a big homie, they kind of lead you down the wrong path at times, right? And when you happen to be someone that you're equally even around, and you have a voice and a vote, then you happen to be winning, homie. But let me tell you guys a little experience, because I know I mentioned it earlier in my videos, and there's been times where I kind of forget to, like, I mentioned something in the beginning, and then I tend to tune out. So Spence out about that, right? But one of my little experiences with the MSLers, because of my primo, right? We had picked them up. We had picked up one of my cousins, and he happened to have a couple of his boys, right? And like I said, his homies didn't really. We were able to tell, right? Like we were able to tell, but they were more raza, and that's why I was kind of like telling you guys, man, that they were more like the BBs, bro. Like I mean, personally, I kind of seen them more like BBs, and more like straight raza. G. I didn't really see him with the trece, you know, but. Hey, those are facts that they do run with the sword, homie. And as you guys been seeing, there's been 13s and um, so let's clear that part, right? But so yeah, they do run with the sword. Now you're gonna be asking yourself, then well, how the hell are you confused, homie, or why were these fools getting off on you guys, or why weren't you guys getting off? Well, the reason why, like I said, I was thinking that they were like the BBs, right? Was because we're gonna go put in work on some poor ciders, G. And like I didn't add that on the hoods that they kind of hate, but they do kind of funk at times with the South, homie. And that the relationship when it comes to Portside and MSL, for people that might be wondering, homie, there is no war, G. Pretty much peace has been spoken. You know, they have worked through their differences. But like I said, man, every hood kind of tends to funk at times. You know what I'm saying? So like the norteños have red on red, the sureños have blue on blue. G, and it's more than likely because of personal beefs, or more than likely because of females. Because let's be quite honest, man, most of the time it's over them females. A lot of people like the certain girl, and they say, hey, I'm gonna go get my creep on, and it is what it is, right? But like I said, man, we pretty much picked up my cousin, and he happened to have a couple of his boys, and he's like, hey, can you guys give him a ride? And when we're pushing, G, like, I ain't gonna lie to you, we're bumping some norteño music, right? And they were telling us about like some little chases that they had done on some foresiders. And as we were speaking on this, right? Fuck, I believe it was at the Valero. We're like at the Valero, right? Right in front of fucking Ramsey Park. And right there at that little Valero, man, we happened to come across some Portsiders, G, right? And when we did, well, they started banging on them, and we started banging on them, right? And we pretty much chased them together, homie, which was pretty much a fucking trip, G. And to be quite honest, that's why I didn't really picture them with a trece. But as you guys can see, bro, they do claim the trece, and they're rocking, homie. They're actually in the pen, and they're putting in work, homie. So like I said earlier, big shout outs to fucking Casper and Speedy, homie. These are homies that pretty much are behind the wall, right? And just for those homies, just in case they get to hear this video, hey, your boys say what's up, they say cubos, and you guys ain't forgotten, homie. So continue pushing, and ya saben, homie. But there is a lot of things, man, that hood has that are different, you know, and I'm probably missing out on a lot of things. But luckily, I have communication with one of the boys, man, that happens to be from that, you know what I'm saying? So shout outs to the homie M. Ya sabes, carnal. I appreciate that, you know what I'm saying? And for the subscribers or any of the viewers, man, that felt like that something was wrong, man, like I said, drop a comment, let me know, and I will ask the homie. And more than likely, like I said, I will have the communication going, and I'll be able to answer some questions as I go. You know what I mean? I'm trying to do more profiles like this, where I'm able to drop like actually facts and stuff like that when it comes to people that are actually from those hoods. So if there's anyone that you want your hood out there, homie, and you want a righteous profile, hey, make sure to hit me up on the IG. And you guys already be knowing, bro, or the email. You guys already know what's up. So with all that being said, man, I'm gonna cut this video right here because I don't want to make it too long. You guys already be knowing, but I do appreciate the people that do tap in and hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and all that good stuff, right? Because it does help out the channel, and at the same time, it helps you guys, so you guys don't miss out, right? But with all that being said, gente, I'm gonna cut this video right here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, por favor, I appreciate all the support. And with all that being said, man, you guys already be knowing, man. This is your boy Conejo, and I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next one.